Hey everybody, Peter with BibleMoneyMatters.com. Today talking about Dave Ramsey's house. Dave Ramsey, a couple of years ago now, I guess, it's been a little while, but he built a brand new house, a beautiful 13,000 plus square foot mansion in Tennessee. It's in a neighborhood along with other celebrities like Leanne Rimes and, well, I forget the others, but it's a nice neighborhood, beautiful home. But Dave Ramsey has gotten some flack and for building this house. First of all, because he's a Christian, and second of all, because a lot of people think because he's this big financial guru that's helping out a lot of people that are in debt and so forth, that maybe he shouldn't be flaunting his wealth or something, which is what they say he's doing. I wrote a post about it a while back, and that post has kind of gone a little bit viral, had over 100, around 150 comments or so. And last week, or earlier this week actually, Dave Ramsey actually found the post through Twitter. He stopped by the post and actually commented on the article. And this post that you're seeing this on, or you may be seeing this on YouTube as well, but I'm looking at Dave's comment and what he said a little bit more and kind of expanding on it and maybe fleshing it out a little bit. Now, some people may say that I'm a little bit of a Dave Ramsey apologist, which I may be guilty as charged on that to some degree, just because I've been through his Financial Peace University classes, and I've seen how much it can help people. I've seen people in a ton of debt who have been able to work their way out because of Dave's program. So I really think he's doing some great work out there. Do I agree with everything he believes in? No, not really. But for the most part, I think probably 90% of what he teaches I can agree with. So in his comment, Dave kind of went over some things. First of all, kind of saying, it's really not people's business how I spend my money and so forth, but in the interest of transparency, he decided to share a lot of that information. He shared that they tithe 10% of their income to their local church. They've got a family foundation that they share money with as well, giving a huge percentage of their income to that. He didn't give any exact percentages, but he also clarified, because there was some doubt as to whether he had paid cash for his multi-million-dollar home. He dispensed with that and said, yes, there is no mortgage on the house. There's no mortgage in his name or in the corporate name or anything like that. He also told everybody that any buildings that his company owns also do not have any debt on them either. So he also talked about how this beautiful new home that he has isn't just used for them, but they also use it for tons of functions every year, for charities, for charitable foundations, and so forth, and that millions of dollars have been raised through those functions, in part because they're able to hold the events at such a beautiful, nice house. So I can't really go over all the comments that he said in there, but I just wanted to expand a little bit on some of the ideas that he talked about. First of all, good stewardship. In his comments, he mentioned that it's important to put God first and to use his money, and that's God's money that he has given to us for the furtherance of his kingdom. And there's a verse that kind of talks about that in 1 Timothy 6:17 through 19. Command those who are rich in this present world not to be arrogant, nor to put their hope in wealth, which is so uncertain, but put their hope in God, who richly provides us with everything for our enjoyment. Command them to do good, to be rich in good deeds, and to be generous and willing to share. In this way we will lay up treasure for themselves as a firm foundation for the coming age, so that they may take hold of the life that is truly life. Dave also talks about how wealth can be used as a tool for the furtherance of God's kingdom. He kind of mentioned in his post about how a lot of people will see wealth as a bad thing, and in many cases people who have wealth are able to use it for great good. I think it really depends on where the person's heart is, whether it's with God or if it's with the money. In my opinion, it seems like Dave's heart is in the right place, but of course, I don't believe we should be judging where his heart is in the first place anyway. That's up to God. But another thing he talked about was the importance of prayer and seeking God's will in your life. Talked about how they prayed about whether they should be buying or building a house this big before they built it. And he felt like God had really been leading them to do that, in part to use it to host charitable dinners and functions and those types of things. He also talked about how God can use the wealthy, again, I kind of already mentioned this, to do great good for people. But he also talked about how it's not just the wealthy that can do good for people, the poor can as well. God uses people no matter what their circumstances or how much money they have. And he also kind of talked about the need for humility and how he does need prayer from other people to pray for him in order to make sure that he's approaching things from the right vantage point. I think we all need to have that sense of humility and realize that God comes first, that we're all sinful and sinful in nature, and that we need God to help us through every day. So I think there were a lot of good things he had to say in this post. So I'd love to hear what you folks have to say about what Dave had to say, what about the stuff that I saw in the post, and maybe if you see anything else that's in there that needs to be expanded upon. But in any event, thanks for checking in, and I hope you'll leave some comments down below here. Thanks.